This is the day that I review how the week went, and I am happy to report that I kind of knocked it out of the park this week. And of course, I'm still in a good mood from my day yesterday where I got to pull smaller sizes out of bins, and this is significant forward movement. So I always talk about the non-weight related positive changes that are happening because, of course, for me, focusing just on weight leads to the there's no point in doing this because my weight tends to be very, very difficult to lose. So the biggest one for me, and it's kind of been a theme through all of this, is just not hating myself anymore. I don't have to be mad at myself every single day. I had a slip up about a week and a half ago that all of that came back again, and it just is a rotten place to be. And so not being there every day is very freeing. It just feels so much better. It's a lot easier to get out of bed in the morning. It's a lot easier to just be me. So I'm going to keep doing this. Well, number one, I said I was going to, and I am kind of one of those people that I have a strong will. I'm stubborn. I set goals and I work toward them, and that's worked well for me in a lot of ways. In the last 4 years, when I've done that and then like gone hardcore trying to lose weight and not reached those goals, it kind of worked against me because that led to even more just that that self-hate and negative self-talk, and even just the anger that, not that I couldn't accomplish that then, but the fact that I put on the weight in the first place, that I needed to try that. And of course, I've shared some of my story that, I had been sick. I couldn't eat for, it was upwards of 6 months that I really could not consume food. I'd lost about 70 pounds. I mean, it was just skin hanging on bones. Finally went to Mayo Clinic after a long time up there and lots and lots and lots and lots of tests. They figured out what was wrong. And it's kind of autoimmune, and so it's really just my own body fighting against itself. And so we found a treatment regimen that helps with it. I have some permanent damage from that year. Like, my body did a lot of damage to itself. So I have some chronic things that follow me. And all of that leads to, I'm taking medications that affect my weight. But all of that, it didn't matter. I still, it still was all my fault. I still hated me. I still was weak and a pig, and I put myself in that situation. So that's kind of where that story was going. And so since I have stuck with this, I don't have to feel that way about myself anymore. And that in itself is just, I've learned. When I tried in the past, I didn't stick with it long enough to learn. I would get very frustrated, and I would give up. And so now that I've done it long enough, I've learned that thought process can change, and it feels really, really good. And the other, it's kind of, I call it, it's not really related to the scale, the clothing change, being down 2 sizes, but it sort of is. If I wouldn't have lost weight, I wouldn't have been able to get out my smaller clothes. So, but the scale has been, I've only lost 2 pounds in, I think it's been 7 weeks. So, the scale has been stuck. But in that 7 weeks, I can feel changes in my body because I am, like, my fitness level is improving. I'm doing a lot of exercise, and I'm doing the right thing. And so whatever is happening with the scale, whether it's water weight or inflammation or muscle, I don't know, but I can feel that things are changing. And then I got that proof of that, and that was so very, very great. So I did decide, since I feel like I've made some progress, I had gone to the every 2 week weigh-in because I was starting to get a little discouraged, and I thought, well, why keep looking at that when that isn't even really what the focus is? And I weighed last week, and I thought, well, I think I want to check it this week, so I am gonna do a weigh-in because I just kind of want to see. The last time I weighed in at 184.6. Let's see where I am. Whoa. Oh my goodness, it finally moved. Good morning. It is Sunday, and that makes it a cardio day, and I'll admit that I have a little bit of a renewed energy, and I'm excited to have another really good week. So I'm going to get that going. Hi. Terrific day today. As you can see from the clips, I had a very significant weight loss. 4.5 pounds from when I weighed in last. Now, do I think I lost 4.5 pounds this week? I do not. I think that when I've been stuck for several weeks, and I think I've probably been losing a little bit kind of all along, and I think the scale has just been it's just deceiving because there are things that can affect that. The list, it's could be inflammation, could be muscle replacing fat, could be water retention, could be poop. So there's all sorts of things that can contribute to the scale not moving, even when there is forward progress. So it's just another, I'm trying to think of the word that I'm looking for. I hate it when I get stuck on words. It just solidifies the fact that I need to just keep doing what I know should be done, and results can follow. So I'm feeling very, very lucky that I'm getting anywhere with this, because and I know I say it all the time, but it wasn't like I didn't try before, because I really did. So when I keep thinking back to those times, it's like I reduced my caloric intake. I got rid of all simple sugars. I did the list of all the things you're supposed to do, diet and exercise wise. So there might be other components coming into it this time. I'm taking more care to manage my mental health, to manage my stress levels, to take care of those things. And then on top of that, I do think a big component to it is my spin bike, because when I lost weight before and when I had no problem keeping it off, I was running. And it also seems like since I haven't been able to run anymore, even if I did work out, but I just don't know that I was getting the high intensity interval training and getting to the levels that I needed to. And so I do think that that's a big component of it. So I'm very thankful that, as bad as my knees are, that I am able to do the spin bike. So I also today, because I feel I'm feeling very enthusiastic about everything, I did stay on meal plan. I did get my 10,000 steps in. I got my exercise in. And so I'm kicking off this week with pretty much everything on track. One of the things I do forget to mention sometimes is another part of this is making sure drinking enough water and logging things. And that I realized in some of my videos, I'm like, I kind of don't mention that, but I was always like, that kind of goes without saying. So I definitely, I reach those goals every day. So it's all kind of fallen into line, and I'm really looking forward to this week. See you tomorrow.